right. Thank you, Music Posse, for giving us a nice musical warm up. Audience members, welcome to this live stream episode today here on Hump Day, Wednesday of this given week. In this live stream episode of Buying That House, before I welcome my guests into the studio today, there's a couple of things that I think my guests and I share in common. This time of the year, she and I are probably spending enough time with our immediate family, maybe our extended family, and we're doing this. Let me give you a visual. We are absolutely doing this. We are giving and perhaps receiving these wonderful things we call, in Cantonese, we call them 𝙦𝙪𝙮𝙬. English, they're red envelopes. So what's the significance of them? I'm going to give you my perspective. My perspective is it's all about paying it forward from one generation to the next, from married households to unmarried households and to children, and it's to kind of spread your fortune and your wealth. Now, Helen might surprise me because once I bring her into the studio, I'm going to ask her, and that is, when it comes to these red envelopes, the unspoken rule is the closer you are to that family member, the bigger as to what's inside the red envelope. And let me whisper to you what's really inside the red envelopes. It is either a lot of money, it could be several Benjamins, it could be several 20s, 10s, whatever denomination that makes sense, right? So all of that being said, she and I share this in common today, last week, going into this week, because we are both celebrating the Lunar New Year. So as I welcome her into the studio, I'm going to ask her fan base from her corporate days as a financial executive, to give her a nice warm round of applause. Here we go. Fans, your friends, your co-workers, Helen from before, here they are giving you a nice round of applause. Yes. Yes, all of those people that you used to work with. All right. Helen, let's welcome you into today's live stream of Buying That House. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah. So how's your Chinese New Year going so far?
Very good.
Very good. Are you giving more of this than receiving?
Well, both.
Both. Okay.
Keep it flow, right?
Yeah, equal split. I love that. And at least you're replenishing the coffer. So let me ask this question. Do you agree with my simple explanation of why we give the red envelopes, right? It's about paying it forward, spreading our fortune and wealth. And do you agree with the fact that the closer you are to a family member, the bigger the 红包?
Absolutely.
Love it. So even though I immigrated to the U.S. here when I was so very young, my family, my extended family now still practices this tradition. And when I was younger, I remember, from my uncles and aunts, when I get the 红包, like most little kids, you immediately kind of turn around secretly, open it. I look at him like, oh my gosh, this is my allowance times 4. So talk to us about what you have done before. Fast forward to now as a real estate broker in the greater Rockford area.
So yeah, I was a corporate accountant. Actually, I was at the manager level.
Wow.
And yeah, and Rockford is a great area for real estate.
Yeah.
Not just because I live here, but I am able to invest in real estate and retire from the corporation world.
Wow.
The entrance is lower here
Yeah.
in the Rockford area,
Right.
but the returns is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think I saw, as part of being prepared to host you today as my guest in today's live stream of Buying That House, what I think I saw, according to the data of the greater Rockford area, you guys right now are in such a tight seller's market, very low inventory. Am I right?
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah.
So how would you advise the buyer today buying in the greater Rockford area? How would you give them your advice from your experience as an investor, a landlord, and of course, a real estate broker?
Be prepared before we go shopping.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means contact a reliable lender. Know how much is your budget,
Yeah,
your realistic budget,
right,
before we go shopping. Because when you fall in love with the house, you want to be prepared. I cannot really submit the offer unless you have a pre-approval letter with you.
right. True, very true.
Mhm.
One of the additional things that I looked up as far as the greater Rockford area is that the median, like, let's make sure we understand this, the median, not the average, but the
Mhm.
median real estate home price is $150,000. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, yes, it's a good starting point.
That is a great starting point. I mean, come on, Helen, you know this, and I know this. The Rockford metro area compared to the Chicago metro area is separated by, at most, one big highway and about 90 minutes of a drive on average, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is not a whole lot that you can buy at
Mm-mm.
that median price point, 150,000 in Chicago. Scary, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are these buyers in the greater Rockford area? Are they people who live in Rockford? They're renters now buyers, or are they coming in, relocating into Rockford? Talk to us about that.
So yes. So we this location attracts a lot of buyers. We have like first time home buyers. They're ready to move out to their
Yeah.
parents' basement, maybe.
We've all been there. Yes.
Right. And then we also have like other people relocated here. I do have calls from that kind of buyers like a
Okay.
lot recently,
Okay.
just because the economy is very good here. The job market is pretty good.
Right.
And then the living standard is very affordable, right? And then I also have a lot of investors because I want to say 10 years ago, people did not realize Rockford is such a gold mine.
Yeah.
But now a lot of investors, they realize that. So they want to come in to, invest here. So
Right.
yeah, we have a lot of buyers here in this market.
Okay. So as an investor yourself,
Mm-hmm.
as a landlord of a portfolio of real estate properties, if I am a first-time investor, you've told me I need to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make sure that I know what my numbers are, what I'm willing to do, and
Mm-hmm.
if I need to source financing, I need to figure that out as early as possible, and then work with an experienced
Yes.
real estate broker. What
Yes.
else should I know beyond those three things?
I would say the rest is very common rules in real estate, right? Location,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how much appreciation you will get and
Right.
how much cash flow will you get, you know.
Mm.
So like we will say, numbers don't lie.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I know because it's such a great market, like sometimes people can feel frustrated, but here is the thing. If the numbers are good, regardless what market we are in, if that has an upside, good cash flow, yeah, let's move forward and
Okay.
keep the emotion out of it.
Yeah, let the numbers assist me as a first-time investor, assist you as an investor growing a portfolio. Let the numbers kind of determine what the story needs to be, right?
Yes.
Is it more important to cash flow positive immediately versus the potential of equity in the long term? Share with us your opinion to that question.
So it really depends on what the buyer's goal is, right? Because every buyer, they have different size of portfolio, right? If their cash is limited in the beginning, maybe they're very focused on the cash return right in the beginning.
Right.
But after their portfolio grow, they may want to invest in a more prime and more higher end properties because those properties is more guarantee of appreciation down to the road. Right?
True. And no surprise, it probably attracts a different segment of renters, different persona of renters, as opposed to that first less expensive investment, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard this cliche before. I want to ask you for your opinion to it. The cliche that I've heard from like other real estate brokers, but more on the commercial spectrum.
Okay.
They say you make money when you buy, not when you sell. Care to offer your opinion to that?
Well,
or maybe you've made money when you bought and when you sold. Tell us.
So when you buy it, right, there's so many benefits of like owning properties, right? Because when you own the property, cash flow, regardless, we should have some kind of cash flow.
Right.
And then that's like you can have like expenses write off for your tax return, right? Appreciation. And then also you normally property always going up. So you will get the appreciation from the property. And at the same time, your mortgage doesn't change,
That's
right?
right. It's staying the same.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of owning a property. I want to say when they mention that, yeah, when you sell it, it doesn't really make money. I can see why do they say it.
Okay. Why?
Because, well, first of all, when you sell it, right, you miss the cash income opportunity, right? And all the depreciation you claim from before
It's gone.
now you need to recapture it, right? You need to pay your tax portion for that.
Right.
Yeah, so I can see why do they say that.
Yeah, and also let me add one more. When you sell, especially an investment property, depending on the spread of the spread, the difference of what you bought it at, what you sold it at, that big difference. Uncle Sam comes a knocking, meaning, that you're going to get taxed. So you have to be very strategic. You have to plan ahead for how you might decide to roll those proceeds into another investment purchase, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they also meant. Like when you sell, you don't actually put money in your pocket because you gotta roll that money forward.
Right. Right. You keep it flow, right?
You keep it
Yeah.
flowing.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why it's important to work with like seasoned agent and good lenders, right? It's all
True.
need to plan it out.
True. So audience members, yes, as Helen and I are sharing our casual live stream conversation with each other and with you, and that's right, we're calling on you, some of you who are contributors at tech companies where you can live anywhere, work anywhere. And let's be real, you're probably pulling down a big W-2 income. And that's when and where, as Helen has already shared with you, back in her days when she was a financial executive and accounting manager, you need to find ways to offset that big fat paycheck with tax deductions.
Exactly. Exactly.
Was that your personal motivation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I can feel it because you're a numbers person. So you're looking for ways to leverage the numbers to work for you, right?
Right. I love this country, but yeah. But if that's a way to reduce taxes, I would.
You will take advantage of it. Yes. And by the way, for the others of you, okay, the others of you who are different gender, you also may be a well-paid executive. You may run and own your small business. Find every way, just like Helen has done, to leverage the tax code, the tax system, investing in assets that grow, appreciate over time. And like she said, where the cost of acquisition, the cost of maintaining that asset is fixed and it's lowering as time goes forward. So I love your pearls of wisdom there. Helen, care to share this with us? In the business that you are in and that I'm in, you as a real estate broker, I as a mortgage lender, we are both in what we call a very saturated business. And I joke about this all of the time. Your business, my business, it's kind of like Starbucks. You turn around the corner, there's another one of us, right?
Exactly.
So for our audience members who are watching today's live stream or getting this as an on-demand recording, what advice would you give them? How would you reinforce the importance of building and having that dream team? That dream team looks something like this, where you, the client, is at the center of this hub. What's your advice to people listening into today?
So, I would say buying a home is a very big decision, right? I would say they should talk to a few professionals before they really lock in the relationship. It's easier for everyone to pass the license exam to get the license.
True.
However, not everyone has the same experience, right? So yeah, talk to a few professionals before you lock in the contract. Like me, I talk to my buyers all the time. I cannot really hide my experience, right?
Right. Yeah.
When you walk in, you know what you're talking about, right? So yeah, purchasing a home is a big decision. So take your time and find the right team member to help you.
Yeah. And I think the right team members, by the way, team members, plural,
Mhm.
because Helen, I think we've talked about this before you were kind enough to share your time to guest in today's live stream. You've heard me say real estate is a team sport. You've got
Mhm.
to have the right team.
Yeah.
And it's so important because the right team for you, audience members, means that each team member plays their role. They contribute to the outcome that is important for you. And along your journey, they are cradling, they're protecting you. And
Mhm.
sometimes we have to kind of pull you back on track.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like maybe that first time investor saying to you in the first conversation, Helen, I want to buy a single family home. I must cash flow positive. And then when you start showing them stuff and they pick A and B, and then you kind of say, A and B don't help you cash flow positive, Bill. What's going on? Right?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, audience members, thank you for tuning into today's live stream of Buying That House. I want to thank my guest, Helen Schacht. She is a real estate broker, a very experienced one, experienced with a lot of number intelligence. Why? Because as you heard her story, she was a financial executive in the corporate world before. And fast forward to now, she is absolutely not just your one of many real estate brokers, but she's an investor, she's a landlord. So when you need to get some advice on how to manage tenants, I'm sure she's got her stories. So as we wrap up, audience members, you may be thinking, maybe like her, you may be thinking, I don't think I have my right team to help me in my next steps of my journey. If that is your situation, don't worry. We can certainly step in, get on the field with you to move you down the field so that you can score your touchdown, get keys to your first investment property. Or if investing is not what you're trying to do, you're just trying to convert from being a renter in parents' basement, we've all been there, to owning your first home. Here is how we can help you. All you need to do is simply scan this QR code that you see here. We will gladly engage you in a team consultation to work forward through your next steps in your journey. Music Posse, let's play us out. Helen, thank you for joining me in today's episode. Here we go.